Bernie, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, can you still play? We can kind of use you out there, Bernie. What's going on with the Yankees, man?
Yeah, man, I think, I like my 2006 version of Bernie Williams better than the 2016 version.
It's true. Understood.
Yeah, I can imagine you're more into your music now than baseball. I would guess, right?
I would definitely be able to serenade them. Calm them down. I'll calm them down, which is what they do not need to do right now.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that you're working on right now, and I'm looking at it. I just watched the video with Sheraton Hotels. You're doing the rival town rundowns, and you're showing fans. 115 million of them will travel to away games for their teams this year. And you look at some of these places that you were looking at. I was just up in Boston. I was doing some things, ran the marathon, and Newberry Comics, Bill's Bar, Boston Sail Loft, and a bodega, which is like a bodega but a shoe store. I have no idea what's going on here. But tell us about this new series that you guys with Jessica Mendoza just launched.
Yeah, it's it's a 5-part video series, and it's going to be on MLB.com with conjunction with Sheraton Hotels. And my video is the first one to launch today. It's about my experience, playing in Boston, playing against the Red Sox, and it's basically offering great tips for fans, traveling to Boston to watch this series or just to visit the city, to tell them places to go, things to see, things to do. And yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Bernie, it's hard to communicate to those who weren't involved in it either as a player or as a fan, just the visceral emotion and really, and I use the word disdain that the Yankees and the Red Sox had for each other back in the day. It's thawed a bit because the Yankees, the dynasty's over and the Red Sox have, been a little bit down as well. But what was it like to be in the middle of that? I don't know, that maelstrom of craziness for as many years as you were. It had to be absolutely insane.
It was great. It was great. As a professional athlete, you kind of shoot for making it into the team, and then from there, you kind of shoot for staying on the team for as long as you can. But then to have the added incentive of be part of a rivalry like that, playing every game like it was like the World Series. And not only the fans, players in the years that I was involved got into it a little bit. We had a lot of history, so it was just amazing to be a part of, and it's sort of like a story within the story. And to be able to play professional sports, be able to play baseball with the Yankees was great. But just being a part of that rivalry was kind of like the icing on the cake, in many ways.
Yeah, no, it sounds like, and you're one of the rares in all of sports, not just baseball, but you spent your entire career, 16 years, which is a long time, playing for one organization and happened to be a great one with the New York Yankees. I'm interested, Bernie, because we were talking about the Yankees earlier. They're off to one of their worst starts in history, and you played on those teams where money was no object. You'd bring in the best players for whatever it cost. In this downturn that's happening right now, do you see an exit or a light at the end of the tunnel for this Yankee squad?
I think so. I think, it's been one of those perfect storms situations in which the team is not, hasn't been able to score a lot of runs, and then the starting pitching hasn't been able to, stop, lineups. And to me, I think, the team was kind of built around this great bullpen that they have with Miller and Betances and Chapman. I mean, Chapman being out now, but when he comes, he's going to be arguably one of the best bullpens in the game. But the thing that it's important to sort of point out is that you got to get to that bullpen with a lead for them to be effective. And that's what's not happening right now. So you got to find a way to score some runs and to hold some of those offensive teams in check for them to have an opportunity to have their strength to be effective.
So to the great Bernie Williams, 16 years with the Yankees, 4 titles. Bernie, I said earlier certainly applies to the Yankees and other teams have been through this over the years. When you have an aging team, guys that really can't run, and when there's no home runs, which the Yankees haven't had a ton of this year, has been pretty much an absence of offense. Things look stagnant. But you know as well as I do, there's only so many things that Joe Girardi can do. You're not going to put A-Rod in motion when he's 40 or Teixeira. So if you know, what do you do to get this thing turned around here, specific to like a baseball premise? I just feel like it is what it is, and if guys don't start hitting bombs, Yanks aren't going to start winning.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting situation in which you have players that may not be as mobile as they once were. You still do have Ellsbury and Garner that can definitely motor around the bases. Maybe just play a little bit of that National League ball, in which you just kind of bunt people over, kind of like do a little hit and run here and there, and trying to see for that break and take advantage of it. You have to put yourself in a situation that you don't beat yourself, you don't give them enough, you don't give them extra outs, to work with, and your defense has to be impeccable to sort of mitigate for that lack of ability that you may have, offensively. So there's a lot of things that you can do, and I think, obviously when you're losing games the way they are right now, everything gets magnified, and you start sort of nitting and picking of all the little things that they may not be doing. But at the same time, you still have a lot of baseball left to play, and the season is only a month into it. So hopefully things will turn around for them.
Bernie, really good job. This seems like a cool launch, a cool endeavor with MLB and the players and the MLB Network, of course. World Series champion Bernie Williams, he launches this Rival Town Rundowns, which, as he started the interview, it takes you into enemy territory in Boston and Fenway. And if you're a baseball fan, you got to get out to Fenway. So it looks like a cool concept. We'll check it out, Bernie. Good rapping, man. We miss you. Thanks, Bern.
Thank you so much.